welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. If you're new here, I talk about all things in regards to my debt-free journey, my weight loss journey, and all the things going on in my world. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome. As always, feel free to find me on my other social media channels. You can find me on Instagram at @TheChristianSpear. You can subscribe to my blog at christianspear.com. And of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button below so you never miss when I upload a video. This week, I want to let you guys in on my weekly grocery shopping ritual. I want to show you how I meal plan for 2 people, how I try my best to stay within our weekly budget, and how I really try to stay healthy. Quite some time ago, Phage made me the CEO of grocery shopping, which is pretty much code for I want absolutely no parts in obtaining food for the household. Please take this off my hands. And so I did. And honestly, between the 2 of us, I am much better at meal planning than he is, and honestly just planning in general. There is so much that goes into meal planning, even for just 2 people, every single week. When I'm getting ready to make my list, first I like to think about what we already have here at home. I'm a huge list person. I don't know anybody that goes to the grocery store without a list. I would get much too distracted at the store without one. And looking at the items that I already have in the fridge, in the freezer, and in the pantry helps me to build my list off of the items that we already have. Overall, this helps me to save money and be a lot less wasteful. The next thing that I try to think about is what we both like to eat. I'm still in the middle of 75 hard right now, so I also have to consider eating for that. Phage is not doing 75 hard, so I don't want to restrict what he's eating, and I have to think about that as I'm making my list as well. I'm always trying to think about 1, what meals I can put on the list that align with my very limited cooking abilities, and 2, what are some things that we'll both enjoy no matter what kind of diets we're taking on at the moment. The next thing I do is that I really try to shop the sales and coupons depending on what we need. We do most of, if not all of our shopping at HEB, and every week on their HEB app, I look at their weekly sales page and I'm able to select things that we need off of there. There are some times where I can build the majority of my list off of the weekly sales page, which is great. It definitely takes some time and a little extra planning, but to stay within our weekly budget, I would say it's absolutely worth it. And then I try to think about picking out grocery items that will last us for the entire week. A week can seem really long if you run out of food before your next trip to the store. So on top of including foods that we like, I try to include foods that will produce leftovers or that we won't get tired of after eating it for just one day. Since the pandemic started and we were forced into this forever long quarantine, we have started using HEB Pickup. It was actually something suggested to me by one of my best friends, and I tried it once and I've been absolutely hooked. We typically put our order in for the following week on either a Friday or a Saturday, and we do pickup on Sunday, and it keeps us completely out of the stores and safe. So I really enjoy using it. Being safe is the most important to us at this time, but some added bonuses of using the HEB pickup service is that it saves you a lot of time. You don't have to play around in the grocery store for an hour, hour and a half. There's no real waiting in line, and you have access to all of the great grocery items that you would normally get from going in the store, but on your phone. I also really love using the HEB app and HEB Pickup because I don't have to guess how much money I'm gonna be spending. Typically, when I go into the grocery store, even if I'm following my list, I'm going to see something else that intrigues me. Something like, am I gonna want this snack during the week? Should I add this to our basket? And it is a major mistake. That can take you from easily a $100 weekly budget to $120 very quickly. And so with the HEB app, I can completely avoid that, and I get to see my total before I place the order. Now let me tell you the unfortunate thing that happened this past week. I was getting ready to put in my HEB pickup order, and all of the time slots were filled. And not just like, oh, I can't pick it up Sunday, I'll just pick them up Monday. No, like Sunday till next week, all of the slots were filled. More than likely, that's because of the freeze that happened here in Texas. So I completely understand, but I was honestly shook and I was like, okay, I now have to get my mind right to go into this physical store and actually buy my groceries. What a hardship, right? True to my process though, I still used the HEB app to make my list. So that way I could see what my total was going to be. And as I was going through the store, I was able to check off each thing on my list by taking it out of my basket, which worked really, really well. As far as what we eat, we tend to stick to our main staples every single week. If we want something a little bit more fancy, we try to make it at home instead of relying on takeout or fast food. It just saves money and it's fun. So for me, the best way to look at it when I'm making my grocery list is to create the list with meals in mind. We have a number of meal categories that we shop for, like anyone else would. We have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and charcuterie. Before I create my full grocery list, I tend to break down the meals item by item. So for instance, for breakfast, I put that we usually have cereal, smoothies, or fruit, which works out for us and it's super easy. For lunch, we typically have sandwiches, we have salads, or we'll have leftovers that we have from dinner, which is good. And then I'll write out my meals. And that's when I start to break it down completely for what we need for each meal. And it really, really works out for us. Even though I was forced to go in the store and not utilize HEB Pickup, it was still really easy working with the app while I was in the store. Our weekly budget every single week is $100 for 2 people. I'm interested to hear if you guys think that is a lot or not enough. That's just kind of always the budget that we've kept when it's just the 2 of us here, and it's always worked out really well. We stayed well within our budget. Even though we were in the store, we weren't tempted to buy too many extras. And it just goes to show that when you really do go into the store determined, with a budget, with a list, it's not impossible to stick to it. Hey friends, I'm back from HEB. We got a lot of good stuff. I feel really prepared for this week as far as food, and I'm excited. And our total, I'll tell you our total in a little bit because it was so good. I was so happy going up to the checkout counter. The first thing that you probably see is this giant, literally, giant size box of Frosted Flakes because Phage loves Frosted Flakes. He will eat it any time of day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. He really doesn't care, but we have to get the giant size because he eats it up so quickly. We talked a little bit about some of the categories that I create my meal plans from each week, and that's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and charcuterie because charcuterie is life, okay? Just know that. Some of the things that I pick up at HEB for my charcuterie board are these Entertainers assorted crackers. These are so good. My best friend Bailey turned me over to these. I was using like some wheat type crackers. They were fine, very healthy, but these are delicious. I will always include things like strawberries and grapes in my charcuterie board, and I picked up this cream cheese fruit dip, which I am really, really excited to get into. Of course, we have some Cracker Cuts cheese. We always get the cheddar with habanero. Ooh, I almost dropped that. We always get the cheddar with habanero, and it's really good, super spicy, and I like it. And then, of course, for our meats, we do some type of salami. We usually get the peppered salami, but they didn't have any, and some Texas summer sausage, which is great. Some staples that we usually keep around the house are orange juice. Of course, we're always drinking anything between orange juice and water, not much else. We tend to make a lot of sandwiches, which is also where our green leaf lettuce comes in, and it is just really good for lunch. Other things that we have for lunch, leftovers. I am a fool for leftovers. If it's good one time, it's gonna be good the second time, so I'm not afraid to eat a meal twice. For both dinner and lunch, we tend to lean towards these salad kits. A little pricey at about $3.50 a bag, but extremely convenient, and I love salads, so this is super quick. More staples that we keep around the house, bread and bananas. That's just gonna be a given on the list. Bread, bananas, eggs, milk, cheese, all of the normal staples. Almost every single shopping trip, I will purchase Kim's Vanilla Frozen Yogurt. It is so good, a lot healthier than getting ice cream, and I always add these to my smoothies. It makes it perfectly creamy. I love it. And for breakfast in the mornings, I pretty much chop up a mango and just put some tahini on it and go. It's kind of like my version of cereal. If I'm really feeling hungry and desperate and just don't feel like chopping up a mango for breakfast, I will have cereal, but this is what I really love to eat for breakfast. This week we needed ketchup. We've been out of ketchup, I think, for the last 2 weeks, and so I just sprung for a gigantic bottle of Whataburger Fancy ketchup. I try to keep veggies around the house too. We typically eat potatoes as a side. We'll have cauliflower rice, which I like a lot more than Paige does, and then I also eat a lot of broccoli. Also, the air fryer is the secret to my delicious broccoli. I absolutely love it. It's crispy and good, and it makes it a lot easier to eat a bunch of it in one sitting. For dinner this week, I'm really excited because I'm making Mexican bean soup, which is really the most cop-out dinner that I could ever make because all you do is dump a bunch of cans of things and seasonings into a pot, let it simmer, boom, dinner for like 2.5 days. It is perfect. If you know anything about me, you know that my cooking skills are beginner, soft intermediate, maybe a little under that, but this works for me. I also make some cornbread to go with it, so it's really good and really filling. And it has ground beef, so it's really good. We also got a bunch of split chicken breasts at the store. Now, typically we stick to chicken thighs, but after the freeze this past week in Houston, there was almost no meat on the shelves. It was really hard to find. So we got the split chicken breasts, and there's so much that we can do with chicken. And I have some salmon in the freezer as well, so we definitely have enough meat for the week. So our total for the week ended up coming out to just over $92, and we try to stick to about $100 a week for our budget. The good thing is that if we do need another pack of chicken or maybe a side or two, we can easily go to the store and spend under $10 to get everything that we need. So yeah, that is our whole process. I love being the CEO of grocery shopping, if I can be completely honest. Having control over what we eat is kind of nice. And I know that we'll always have everything we need. I never have to worry about missing out on something, a staple of some kind, or running out of food. I've gotten pretty good at it. If you guys have any grocery shopping tips, hacks, especially when it comes to staying in your budget, please share them with me. I'd love to hear them. I'm always looking to up my grocery shopping game. And guys, if you haven't tried the HEB app, if you're in the Texas area, definitely try it out. I love HEB Pickup, and I will make sure to put my grocery order in early so that I'm able to pick it up next week. But thanks so much for watching. Till next time.